And remember, whatever it is that you find, the camp gets its slice.
And we're live. Welcome back to part 9 of Free Roam Fridays. We were on our way to the fence when we were challenged to a race, and we pick up mid-action.
How about we see how fast it is?
Yep.
First one to Caliga Hall.
Sure, why not?
Ready? Let's go.
It's Brindle versus Brindle for a photo finish. Really wish we had the footage from the first part because this would have been a fantastic video. However, I've said it before, I really like this music. And I've never encountered this racer before on this side of roads. She's usually closer to Saint Denis.
There, girl. All right, girl.
And this is interesting where the route goes off the path, and we're racing towards Caliga Hall, not Catfish Jackson's.
Okay, girl.
How about that, huh?
So nice to see these two horses together.
Will you clear out? Damn. How are you doing that?
I'm surprised I won, honestly.
Darn it. Damn horse acting up on me. Of all the times.
And we won. Arthur does know his way around a horse, after all. However, it really looks like Arthur's Brindle is maybe 10% larger than this Brindle. I think it may just be a camera perspective, though.
Good race. Could have gone either way.
I wish things was different. But hey, be safe out there.
That lady is my favorite racer. She's so elegant and accepts defeat gracefully. And it doesn't hurt that she's riding one of my favorite horses. Now we're back where we started. Let's get to the fence.
I guess I'll settle down where you've been.
Yeah. Good girl. Yep.
Time to craft some more talismans.
Long time no see, stranger. Got anything good for me by any chance? As long as you have the items I need. Can't get this anywhere else.
So now we have the Coyote Fang Trinket, which increases stamina XP by 10%, and the Elk Antler Trinket, a 10% bonus to looted cash, very handy, and the Moose Antler Trinket, which increases health XP by 10%. If you want to max out your stats fast and early in Chapter 2, trinkets are the way to go.
Don't you tell no one.
Let's pick up this Devon ox for Arthur's rug.
Yeah, it won't take long, girl.
And note the radar, there's a weapon over here. We better investigate. The weapon is a worn cattleman, nothing special. You can pick it up if you're in a hurry to clutter up your weapon wheel so early in the game. She has a letter from Claude to Annette. She must be Annette. And note the French names because we're in Lemoyne. Letter to Annette from Claude. Annette, I did not want to write this letter. I thought I had been clear at the stable and clear again when you waited for me outside the General. Harriet was still inside and she still could have seen you. It's a miracle she did not. Now I know I made promises to you and I know the time we had was good, but Harriet was my wife and she's willing to give me another chance. I need to give her and myself that opportunity. I cannot know you any longer. Please stop looking for me in town. Please stop leaving packages at the post office. Please, for the love of God, do not approach Harriet. That is an odd way to spell Harriet with an O. I do care about you, do you, Claude? Because it doesn't really seem like it. But I cannot have you in my life anymore. Leave me and my family alone. Claude. Okay, there's Annette. And she has a machete, which we cannot pick up. Really like to have the machete way more than another worn cattleman. Here is the map, Southfield Flats under the T of Scarlet Meadows. Let's check out the cabin. Also wish we could collect this saddle and sell it to the stable or the fence. Note the blood on the floorboards here. Let's investigate. And here's Claude and Harriet. Arthur, as always, is unimpressed with all the death and violence around him and looks for supplies, of which there are many. Don't forget this cigarette card on the mantel. Here's Lawrence Dunn as Brutus in Julius Caesar. How do I know he's Brutus? He's holding a knife. Also a gold jointed bracelet, very handy for the alligator tooth talisman. This is a random gold jewelry drop, but we lucked out for the video. And the sun is setting. Look at that beautiful golden light. What the Renaissance painters called chiaroscuro. Photographers and filmmakers call it the golden hour. Let's get back to camp.
Yep. Okay then, girl. You done good, girl. Get up. There, girl. You good, girl?
And on the way home, we found a buck for our satchel. We may already have a buck. Arthur's not paying attention. But the buck stops here.
Hey there, girl. Get up.
And the next day, we were up north near Fort Wallace shooting for another video. And we still need an elk, but not this elk.
Get up. You done good, girl.
However, we did find this abandoned postal cart. We better investigate. Here is your map. We are east of 6 Point Cabin, just above the B and the E of Cumberland Forest. And it's raining, but Arthur still has time to read. Letter to Henrietta Douglas from Jacob Sears. From New York City to Henrietta Douglas, Tumbleweed. Miss Douglas, it is with great sadness I write to inform you at the death of your husband. You may have read in the newspapers about the tragic fire that occurred at the Whitehorn Hotel here. As residents gathered to watch the St. Ignatius' Day Parade, a few people began to cry out as smoke emerged from windows on the second floor of the hotel. Within 30 minutes, the entire building was engulfed in flames, and those on the upper floors were trapped. Your husband's body was recovered the next day amidst the rubble. We are working with the local coroner to prepare his body for shipment to you. Please write back at this address on the envelope. With sincere sorrow, Jacob Sears. Mr. William Arrington, 5 Rue de la Diligente, Saint-Denis, Lemoyne. Dear William, how aggrieved I find myself to write your address on this letter. Not so long ago, I would have transcribed your residence at the finest college in the finest university in all of England. Now, well, what is this preposterous place? I am ashamed even to write its silly little name. Your gushing correspondence has not moved me so much as an inch. You write of great skies, beautiful lands, hard-working fellow citizens, and your own firm resolve. Had not England skies? Is the land of your birth not also beautiful? If you were lacking in hard work, I could have rendered your predicament quite easily and done so without sundering our family in this appalling way. Your mother still believes you are touring Italy. If you do not reply to this letter with assurances that you intend to come back, I shall tell her your return ship was lost at sea with all hands. That, son, is my own firm resolve. Do not test it. Your loving father. To the editor, Saint-Denis Times-Tribune, Saint-Denis, Lemoyne. Dear Sir, it has come to my attention that the habit of writing letters to newspapers has completely consumed my life. All I do all day is think about what I am going to say that is witty, pithy, and will impress people I do not know. I never used to care about being pithy. My once successful career as a fertilizer salesman is now but a distant memory. My life is now dominated by what others think of me. My vanity, pride, and self-absorption have become everything to me, yet I never used to be this way. On the eve of a new century, I pray that mankind will emerge fresh into a better world, one less consumed by the poses, pretensions, and images that have obsessed him in the 19th century. I have many hopes for our species, but few for myself. Please destroy any future letters I send you. Without opening them, I am turning over a new leaf. Life as a seller of chemical fertilizer is far more fulfilling than this shadow life as a man who exists merely through the eyes of others. Yours faithfully, Dorian Weatherby, Esquire. P.S. I note that in your last issue, you misspelt my name. Letter to Judge Finley from Gertrude Eastwell. Judge Finley, dear sir, your honor, you will pardon me for addressing you. However, I am very ill, so much so that I am not in a condition to attend my trial. If it would please your honor, I would like you to send me to the poor farm or send me my release. I am the unfortunate victim of the morphine habit. Judge, your honor, you have discharged me on more than one occasion, and by doing so have exhibited great kindness. If you do so again, I promise I will go away and be a good girl in the future. Yours obediently, Gertrude Eastwell. This video is sponsored by Batmantonio, my second gaming channel where I play every other video game that isn't Red Dead Redemption 2. Like and subscribe for longer format deep dive gaming commentaries where I overanalyze and focus on the details. And finally, we have a letter to Miriam Wegner from Annabelle. My dearest Miriam, I decided that I would write to you again because even though our worlds seem so far apart these days, I think of you often. New York is crowded and dirty, but so alive. It feels like anything is possible, even for a country girl like me. And my biggest news is that I have been cast in a Henrik Ibsen play. It is a small role, but now I can finally call myself a Broadway actress. Sometimes I do miss home, though, the peace and the clean air, being able to take a ride at first light. I received a letter from Lily Millet a while back, and it appears that she is experiencing some financial difficulties. She was always very sensible with money, so I am worried that Weasel Cooper has his claws in her again. She also mentioned that she has not seen you leave the house in months. I cannot even begin to imagine how painful it must have been for you to lose Joshua in such a horrible way. And I would never assume to instruct you how to grieve, but I worry about you existing in such isolation. This must be the 6th letter I have sent to you with no response. Please let me know that you are all right, even if it is just the shortest of notes to tell me to mind my own business. You can tell me anything. Your loving cousin, Annabelle. P.S. Uncle Eugene, with the greatest of respect, if you are withholding my mail from Miriam, or dare I say, constraining her in any other way, I beg you to reconsider your actions. I know how much you love her, but please do not confuse love with possession. She is a beautiful, intelligent woman with so much life ahead of her. Okay, that's interesting. This letter is all about the Emerald Ranch missing daughter. She's not technically missing, but there's a mystery here. Biscuit's mom talks about her. And note the Lily Millet reference, and even Cooper. He's a weasel. There might be a video here. I really wish finding these letters triggered a side mission where Arthur has to deliver them to their rightful owners. As it is, they will remain in Arthur's satchel along with everything else he collects. I hope you enjoyed watching this commentary as much as I enjoyed making it. On Fridays, we free roam, and anything can happen. I'll see you next week.
Okay then, girl. Yep.
I'm Superantonio. Thanks for watching. I appreciate your views. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell for daily Red Dead Redemption 2 content, and we shall meet again. Further on down the trail.
Yeah, there's a girl. There.
What's going on?
He says all fine.